Hey, come on in, sit down. Let's talk about Jimmy Butler and his child's mother. Okay. So Jimmy Butler has 3 children with his child's mother. He and her were never married. I believe that the first child was born in 2019, and then there was another child in 2022, and then there was another child in 2023, if I'm reading the court documents correctly. Now, he is currently paying her $55,000 a month in child support. They reached an agreement late 2023 where they addressed custody, visitation, and child support. Now, it appears that she is demanding that he pay an additional $10,000 a month for the nanny. So that would bring his total up to $65,000 a month in child support. So this is based off of, I believe, his most recent contract, which was $168 million. So if you were to break that up, then $55,000 a month, $65,000 a month really isn't that much. But you have to wonder, how is she getting $55,000 a month? What are the needs of the children that so requires $55,000 a month? And so we don't know. What we do know is that he has filed a motion with the courts this year, and he is saying that they were never married. She was never his wife. So she doesn't get to live like an NBA player's wife. She gets child support for the maintenance of the minor children and to take care of all their needs and ensure that their living standards are comparable to when they are with him. But he is not responsible for financially taking care of her, as they were never married. So $55,000, a part of that should go towards the fees for the nanny. So if you're getting $55,000 a month, or $55,000 a month, and then on top of that you have a nanny for an additional $10,000 a month, then what are you doing when the children are with the nanny? Why are you not working? Why do you not have employment? Mr. Butler is not responsible for her lavish lifestyle. The lifestyle and the maintenance is for the children and only for the children. And that includes fees as it relates to childcare. So that is what they are back in court about. So as we get updates, I'll circle back around and keep you posted. But that's what happens, guys. You've got to be more careful. All right. Bye.
Listen to this. A bottle of water from Costco costs $1. That same bottle of water from the supermarket is $1.25. That same bottle of water at the bar costs $2. At a good restaurant, that same bottle of water costs $3. At the airport, that bottle of water costs $5. That bottle of water at every place is the same brand. The only thing that changed is the place and location it was sold at. So what I'm trying to get at is, you got to look at yourself as that bottle of water. And you got to go places where they see the most value in you.
Welcome back to the Black Tea Podcast, everyone. Today we're diving into a situation that's sparking a lot of conversation. The case of Jimmy Butler and his child's mother's child support request. Now, as believers, we're called to approach these matters with wisdom, understanding, and, above all, a biblical lens. So, let's steep ourselves in this tea and see what we can learn, shall we?
You put 3 babies, 1, 2, 3, 3 babies in an unemployed white woman, and you're wondering why she wants more money?
Jimmy Butler's baby mama is asking the courts to give her $65,000 a month for 3 kids. Is that a ridiculous number? Yes, of course. It does not take $65,000 a month to raise 3 kids, but it is a proportionate number because Jimmy Butler clears at least $49 million a year. What his baby mama is asking for amounts to about $250,000, excuse me. To put it in like relatable terms, this is basically the equivalent of Jimmy Butler having $49 and his baby mama asking him for 75 cents for him to help pay for the 3 children that he fathered with her. When you break it down that way, it's not as ridiculous as it sounds, but the key takeaway in this case here is Jimmy Butler's response to her petition. Not only did he call her out for refusing to get a job, he also says it must be pointed out that the father and mother were never married. Mother is not entitled to live as if she is married to an NBA player. Jimmy is basically saying you were never my wife, so I don't have to take care of you. Ladies, you have to understand that a man having kids is about him. It's about his legacy and carrying on his genes. It has nothing to do with you. You were literally just the deposit box. I'm sorry to be crass about it, but That's all you were. And you may be thinking, well, yeah, it takes two to tango. He got me pregnant. Yeah, but he also realized you stayed pregnant. And you already knew. You already knew it really wasn't like that between y'all. And you want to know how you can know it really wasn't like that between y'all? Because he did not marry you. He did not ask you to be his wife. You having that baby, he's going to be like, well, shit, that's on her. She wasn't on birth control. She didn't make me wear a condom. She didn't make me pull out. She didn't take a plan B. And she decided to stay pregnant when she found out she was pregnant, when she could have spent that $500 and been done with it. She did none of that. So she must be okay with being a single mom. She must want to be pregnant. That's on her. That's not on me. That's how men think. Because at the end of the day, if your pregnancy was the result of him wanting a family with you, there would be a ring on your finger. This girl had 3 kids, not 1, not 2, but 3 kids with the man that she was with for the better part of a decade. And at the end of the day, he still said to her, but you're not my wife. There is only one way to know for sure how a man feels about you. There is only one way to know for sure that a man cares about your well-being, cares about taking care of you, wants to provide for you, wants to protect you. And that is by marrying you, by legally tying his horse to your cart. That and only that signifies a man's commitment to you. Kids are a commitment to himself. Okay? Kids are a commitment to furthering his own genetic material. But you being his wife, no, it's not a guarantee that your life's going to be happy and perfect and you're going to ride off into the sunset together. No. But it is an indication that you are the woman that he, at least for now, wants to spend the rest of his life with. But you popping out babies every 2 years, he ain't going to care nothing about that. He's really not. He'll take care of the kids. You were never his responsibility, babe. And he never thought of you that way. If he did, he would have put it in writing. But it's just a silly little piece of paper, right?
Hey y'all, it's me. We're back with the tea. I know it's been a minute. I have been sick. Well, I'm sick currently now. And a lot's been going on. But let's talk today about Jimmy Butler, Shakira, and his baby mama and this $65K that she now wants. So we're going to start with the baby mama. So the baby mama is currently getting $55K a month for 3 children. And she wants an additional 10 just for a nanny. You can't get the nanny with the 55 that you already getting? What are you doing? Mismanagement of money? Now, let me say, I've never been a hater, but I will say this. A lot of these guys that make these crazy amount of money, and it's just not the NBA, NFL, and MLB, even your oil and gas workers who out here making $200K a year, y'all get taken advantage of. But then again, I look at some of the women that y'all pick. Y'all look for the outer appearance instead of what's up here. Because half these dingbats don't even be smart. They just look good for the time being. And most of the stuff is not even real. It's plastic. But hey, I'm not a hater, and I'm not here to judge. But let's be honest, you had 3 kids with this lady. You didn't figure that out by kid number 1 that she didn't want you, kid number 2 that she didn't want you, or kid number 3 that she didn't want you. But hey, I am no hater. I'm just saying. And now you find yourself paying her $55K, and now you're upset because she want another 10. Maybe she only want another 10 because now you with Shakira, because now Shakira's all at the NBA games, baby, looking at you. Y'all don't got caught going to dinner. She done got caught being at the first, on the front row seats of the games. So yeah, I see why she asking for that 10K. She got to get her body together so she can pull somebody else in Miami. But getting back to the real, lady, you need to take 10 steps down. $55K is more than enough to take care of 3 kids. $55K times 12 is $660,000. What are you doing with all that money per year? Because this damn show is not dressing your kids and making sure they're educated. Because they don't look like they dress in Gucci every time they step out. And you don't either. Like, keeping up with the Joneses and you're not one, but you didn't even get the money to get it. Like, it's a little too much and you asking for a lot. But hey, who am I to say? Because I ain't here to judge. But I will say this. There should be some type of law that caps it at a certain amount. Like, and we ain't talking percentages, because if you didn't know, percentages is what gets y'all really caught up. But like an actual flat out fee. Prime example, is it Michigan or is it Minnesota? You only get $2,300 per kid. Yeah. So if those states, you only get $2,300 per kid in child support. Now, if he was playing up there, baby, you would feel real stupid, because that would make you to get what, $69,000 and that's it per month, not $55,000. And with that $55,000, I hope you have a badass house that you actually own and not renting just a condo to keep up with the Joneses. You're going to end up like Drea, needing to go get another new young thing just so she can go ahead and secure her Social Security for the next 18 years. Let me quit playing. But any judge that gets this lady an extra 10K needs to be disbarred. She needs to do with what she got and get that nanny on that $55K. The women out here every day that have 3 kids and don't have a husband, don't have a baby daddy, they just got the kids and they on their own. Baby, they make do with what they got. Some of these women ain't even making $50K a year, let alone $55 a month.
you really need to sit down because this is excessive. But Shakira, come on, girl, you got you a cutie patootie, honey. But you used to always having a cute one. Too bad that last husband did you wrong, girl. But this is your come up. Let's go. Well, that's all I got. I ain't got no more. Anything else I say gonna be a little probably disrespectful. So I'm gonna be out until the next video. See y'all later.
First, let's talk about the facts as they appear in the sources. We have a situation where Jimmy Butler, a successful NBA player, is paying $55,000 a month in child support for his 3 children. This is a substantial amount, and while the sources note it's proportionate to his income, the recent request for an additional $10,000 for a nanny has raised eyebrows. Now, I'm not going to recap the video and opinions verbatim, but rather give you my thoughts. Let's begin with Jimmy Butler himself. While the sources quote him saying he's not responsible for the lifestyle of his child's mother, I believe that he has a responsibility to care for his children. That is a biblical principle. He chose to have 3 children with this woman, and those are his responsibilities. He should care for their upbringing, safety, and well-being. Now, regarding the mother, she is clearly asking for a substantial amount of money to care for her children. While the sources point out the cost of care, I believe that the amount is extravagant. The additional $10K for a nanny adds up when there is already $55K allocated to the children. We must ask, what exactly is the purpose of the child support? Money? Is it only for the well-being and development of the children, or is it a lifestyle fund? It is my opinion that she is trying to take advantage of the situation. Now, this brings us to a core issue: the importance of marriage in God's eyes. The sources make a point of stating that they were never married. From a biblical perspective, marriage is a sacred covenant between a man and a woman ordained by God. It is within this covenant that God intends for children to be raised in a stable and loving environment. There are some who have commented that because the mother is not married, she is not worthy of the money she is asking for. I do not agree with this statement. Although it's a sad situation, children are still a blessing, and both parents are responsible for their care, irrespective of their marital status. It is my belief that it would be best to have a structure like Michigan where the law caps the amount of child support per child. This will help to keep parents from taking advantage of the situation. Let's also look at this from a stewardship perspective. We're called to be wise with our resources and not live extravagantly. The scriptures say that we should provide for our household, but it does not say that we should live lavishly. When we become frivolous with our spending, it's easy to fall into greed and materialism. Whether we have a little or a lot, we should be mindful and wise with our spending. Finally, let's consider the issue of personal responsibility. The sources highlight that this woman is not employed. While caring for 3 children is a full-time job, it is also beneficial to have your own source of income. It helps to create a level of responsibility and independence. As children mature, the mother will also need to be independent. It's the Christian way. So, what are the key takeaways from this situation? We must adhere to God's design of marriage. Men need to take responsibility for their children, and women should focus on raising their children in a godly manner. We need to be responsible with our finances, seeking to be good stewards of what we have been blessed with. We should also take accountability for our own decisions. This is a complex situation, but by approaching it with a biblical worldview, we can gain wisdom and understanding. Thank you for joining me on the Black Tea Podcast. I encourage you to meditate on these things this week, and I pray you all walk in truth and wisdom. Until next time, God bless.